There's a lot more screaming and heavy riffs than gore, and that's not a bad thing. It's definitely a step in the right direction, but each song feels samey and kinda lacking in anything to differentiate them from the last song. If the tracks didn't stop and start up again, I would have thought I was listening to a 8 to 10 minute song, which kinda happens with Pompeji and This Link Is Dead. The ending of the previous track bleeds into the beginning of This Link Is Dead. The riffs are rocking, but again, it just kinda sounds the same, and it's drowned in distortion. It doesn't really seem like it's doing anything different from the last track's riff. And Chino screaming with his sing-talking vocals. I mean, this is better than gore, but not by that much. It's kinda hard to shit on the Deftones because this album had the right parts to be something more, in my opinion. The old producer from their first few albums is back, Terry Date. The title track Ohms had promise and sounded like they were going back to maybe some self-titled vibes mixed with some Saturday Night Wrist. And Stephen Carpenter implemented a 9-string guitar for a more fuller, sicker sound, but it just felt flat overall. Sucks, but I can't help but feel a bit let down by this album. There's some okay songs in here, but overall it just feels like a flat project. Been a whole ass year and I'm barely talking about this album. I know, just like I usually do nowadays, huh? So, Fear Inoculum. It feels like they pulled out the instrumentation and sounds straight from 10,000 Days. Like the sound and tone of the bass, guitar, and drums sound almost exactly like their older songs that drone on and they jam on. Pneuma sounds like a reworking of the riff near the ending of Schism. The mood feels very bleak and tribal, especially with the lyrics and always sick drum work by Danny Carey. It's like stepping into familiar territory, but with something new thrown in your way every few steps. Very minute but noticeable. I like this album for as drone heavy as it could get sometimes. Some nice heavy riffs here and there, sick ass drumming as always, that familiar bass tone from Justin Chancellor, and vocals are always on point by Maynard, even if he doesn't really scream or go to a higher register on most tracks. Definitely the most chilled out Tool has sounded. Tool is back, but for how long, who's to say? Somber sounding and with the message Sode usually puts out to their native homeland. Protect the Land is for the people fighting the war in the Nagorno-Karabakh region, which includes Armenian, Artsakian, and Azerbaijani people. Using the song as well as the band member's voice as a platform to spread awareness for the conflict, most people don't even know this horrible conflict is going on. I mean, so much shit has been happening these past few months, it's kinda hard to keep up with most of anything anymore. The message is powerful, the music video is a close look into the people involved, and the destruction caused by this needless conflict. And the fact that new Sode came out this past year. It just goes to show that 2020 really did live on its own parallel universe. The harder hitting and heavier flip side to Protect the Land, these motherfuckers tell you that they aren't running, summoning, or hiding from the devil, kicking his ass, and hating the prostitutes that run in the office or any other higher power in the government, making stupid ass decisions. This one is my preferred track from the two singles, but only because it hits hard and it keeps the energy up the entire way. Both songs are great, but this one captured the heavy, groovy metal sound that us Sode fans have been wanting, all the while delivering their message of fighting the terrorists in their homeland and calling an end to the prosecution of their people. Sick song, heavy and just a jam with a message. So thanks for watching, Happy New Year, stay safe, and as always, peace.